Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much for this very wonderful opportunities, and welcome to all participants and the speakers, sponsors, organizing committee. Thank you so much. Um, Today we'll talk about the bridging academic and practices, boosting social impact in tourism. Pak Bokat already mentioned about maybe there are lots of hope from tourism area, but then there are some difficulties, challenges that we face at this moment. Lots of high expectation about the sustainability come from the tourism. But when you mention about there are some rules, efficiency, and then so many things, the occupancy rate decreased significantly. And yeah, today in our discussion session, we will have opportunity between the representative from the government, from the academics, and from the industry. Then we hope that we can have a very fruitful discussion, and then we can have. I want to be. We will be part of the solution. Yeah. When we talk about the tourism, there are many different practices. We have some guests from overseas, yeah, from Japan, Mexico, and also Malaysia, and others. You have many different experiences, and we hope that we can have a very positive discussion today. I'm very happy that today we have Dr. Andar Danova Goeltom, Ibu Intan Ayu Kartika, Professor Dr. Hiram Ting, and also Honorable guest speaker, Ms. Ratri Paramita. And yeah, we can discuss, we can start our discussion now. We can invite the speakers. Please welcome Dr. Andar Danova. Yeah. Yeah. And then Ibu Intan Ayu Kartika, MBA. Thank you so much. Big applause. And also, Professor Dr. Hiram Ting. Thank you so much. Okay. First of all, thank you so much for coming to this very special occasion. And then our time, yeah, we have a very tight time at this moment. The first speaker will be Dr. Andar Danova Goeltom. Yeah. Dr. Andang is from the Assistant Deputy of Human Resources Capacity Improvement of the Apparatus and Vocational Education Ministry of Tourism. I believe that they have a very fresh information, yeah, about what happened in our tourism, and also about the human resources side from the tourism. You have around 15 minutes. Yeah. 15 minutes to present your idea at this moment. Please take your time.
Tes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, salam sehat tentunya bagi kita semua. Distinguished guests, Bapak Rektor, Gadjah Mada, Profesor Dr. Ova Emilia, atau yang mewakili hari ini. Director of Responsible of Borneo REBORN, Profesor Dr. Hiram Ting. Director of Taman Mini Indonesia Indah, Ibu Intan Ayu. And I have to mention by one. I get the name card. Yeah. Bapak Gumilang Aryo Sahadewo. Bapak Dr. Dandang Sri Hatmoko. And Bapak Bogat Agus Yono. Yeah. And also Bapak Ibu pejabat struktural, pejabat fungsional di UGM Yogyakarta. I'm here representing of Ibu Widyaningsih Putriwardana as a Minister of Tourism. She cannot be here because since she has a new assignment, Bapak Ibu. So she appointed me with you now to give the topics about the tourism. And now I responsible for two fields. First, I responsible for ISN throughout of Indonesia, 514 city and residents. Yeah, for doing the Jabatan Fungsional Adiatama. Yeah, the one who has a background of tourism in all government. And also we give training, tourism, competency for all ISN in Indonesia. And the second field, I responsible for vocational education. And we had 6 polytechnic tourism in Indonesia, and I will give the information next from my slide. And also thank you for the moderator, Ibu Yulia. Yes, please. Okay, next. Yeah, there's 4 outlines that I will give to you today. First is our flagship Ministry of Tourism. Green curriculum and green job as the future of tourism. Best practice green curriculum in Polytechnic Ministry of Tourism. And lastly, example of the tax analysis related green curriculum in the IBC culinary curriculum job occupational analysis. Next. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have a flagship, 5 flagship. Yeah. Issued by our new ministry, since we have new ministry, splitting with the economy creative. Previously, ministry, tourism, and economy creative, but new cabinet, there's a new regulation to split the ministry, between the Ministry of Tourism and Ministry of Creative Economy since 2025. And we have a flagship, 5 flagship. Yeah, next. First is Tourism 5.0. Yeah. In this new era of tourism, the Ministry of Tourism is advancing the Tourism 5.0 strategy. Yeah. A transformational approach powered by smart technology, by integrating artificial intelligence, the Internet of all things, big data in interconnected destination information system. So we aim for a quantum leap in the service, in the promotion, in the tourism management. Next. And second, we have clean tourism movement. So we know the sustainable tourism development in Indonesia must begin with the most fundamental foundation of cleanliness. And one of our key initiatives is the Clean Tourism movement, which represents of our civilizational commitment and collective responsibility. So we strive to create healthy and comfortable destination for tourists. Next. And also we have elevated tourism. We also encourage quality of improvement in the tourism sector through the development of special interest tourism, particularly in three main pillars: gastronomy, marine tourism, and wellness tourism. Next. Furthermore, we also implemented the tourism village program, or we call Desa Wisata, which represent an ideal model of inclusive and equitable tourism development, when the local communities serve as the main agent of change. As we know, we have 6,000 tourism villages right now, around of Indonesia, spread across of Indonesia. Community capacity development is our strategic for 2025. Next. And also we have, this is the last flagship, a prime illustration of event with the intellectual property or IP. Program is the nationally celebrated by Paku Jalur Festival. You know, this is is a big issue, this big event. This traditional boat racing implement event exemplifies how cultural expression embedded in tourism possesses inherent strategic value and uniqueness. And as a core of initiative of ministry, this program mandates the systematic protection and authentication of such cultural assets through intellectual property framework. So we have CAN right now, Bapak Ibu. CAN means the Charisma Event Nasional. Charisma Event Nasional. So we collected all events throughout of Indonesia, and we do the validation, from those of event, and we built the calendar of event, and we release in the beginning of year as the national of calendar of event. So please, next. This is a second outline, Bapak Ibu. Why green curriculum and green jobs matter now is very important. Just this will be related with my second field, educational, vocational education, which is Polytechnic of Tourism. Now we are running with the green curriculum. Ladies and gentlemen, I firmly believe that the public policy must be grounded in scientific research. While at the same time, academia must be continuously engaged with the reality and involving needs on the ground. Therefore, collaboration between the scholars and government is very essential. When we talk about the future of tourism, two key elements must be addressed: green curriculum and green jobs. If we want to transform Indonesian tourism into the sustainable and future-ready industry, we must begin from the foundation of education. Education shapes the way future professionals think, act, and make decisions, and this is why we need a green curriculum in every tourism-related program. Next. So green curriculum does not mean simply adding one or two elective courses or sustainability. It means integrating sustainability principle across all aspects of learning. For example, previously please. For example, destination management courses, hospitality management courses, tourism marketing courses, and tourism ethics courses should develop strong environmental and cultural awareness, so graduates understand the protecting nature and culture is an important as a generating economic profit. So the ultimate goal of green curriculum is to produce holistic, professional people who are not just excellent in service industry, but also capable of making decisions that balance economic growth with the social and environmental responsibility. So moving the second point of green job, as the tourism industry transition toward sustainability, the labor market will also evolve. Some examples include sustainable manager for hotels, sustainability managers for research, even tourism boards, certified eco-tour guides, destination conversation specialists or tourism environmental auditors, community tourism development facilitator. For this green job to thrive, we need strong collaboration between academia and industry. So academic must be design programs and training that prepare graduates with this competency, and industry players must provide space for these graduates for practice their skill through internship, pilot projects, or direct recruitment for sustainability related roles. So once again, why green curriculum and green jobs? Very important, because global tourism trends are now changing rapidly. Today's travel, especially the younger generation and international tourists, are more conscious about their environmental impacts. According to recent reports, over 70% of tourists are willing to pay more for eco-friendly travel expenses. Next. Yeah, this is our polytechnic spread is all around in Indonesia. We have 6 polytechnic. First in Bandung, Polyteknik Pariwisata NHI Bandung, Polyteknik NHI of the Bandung, Polyteknik Bali, Polyteknik Lombok, Polyteknik Palembang, Polyteknik Makassar, and Polyteknik Medan. And we have 2 PSDKU, program studi di luar kampus utama, 1 di Sragen, 1 in Sragen, and 1 in Manado. So overall we have 8 campus. Yes, please. Our response starts with education through strategic partnership. We have a strategic partnership with Swiss government, representing by SECO, S4C and STAT and Swiss Contact. And we are developing industry-based of curricula to bridge academia and industry, ensuring graduates possess skill aligned with emerging green occupation. Now we've been working on an education framework that builds new industry-aligned curriculum in tourism polytechnic. This process guided by industry-based curriculum principle. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Distinguished guests, developing of green curriculum also means nurturing green skill. And this go beyond technical know-how. We categorize green skill into 3 pillars. First, green mindset. Green mindset is a foundational commitment for sustainability, positive attitude towards climate action and sustainability. This mindset lays the foundation. Without it, technical skills won't be used meaningful. Second, generic green skill. These are transferable across sectors and include things like energy efficiency, waste reduction, and environmental awareness. And third, specific green skill. These are job-specific competencies, technical abilities for a new green roles such as installing solar panels, designing zero-waste event, and managing sustainability supply chains in hotel and restaurant. Yes, please. Oh, still the previous slide, please. Thank you. Move to the industry base of curricula. We follow of rigorous 3-phase process in includes. First phase is competency analysis, identifying a competency and key tasks required for a green jobs in tourism. Phase 2, designing courses based on those job requirements. Third, developing teaching materials, both theoretical and practical. Yeah, next. Oh, 2 minutes more, okay. So, yeah, we just have 2 minutes, yeah. So I have to speed. speech. Yeah. When we talk about greening in curricula, we also recognize two levels. Yeah. Light greening involves minor adaptation, small improvement like teaching basic eco-friendly practices or technical skill to support sustainability. And second, deep greening, however, is more transformational. It involves rethinking how we teach and learn, promoting critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, and adaptability. It's about helping students become active change agents, not just a passive employee. And lastly, like greenings target roles directly affected by environmental challenges. Deep greening, we adopt learner-centered approaches like project-based learning, where the students solve real-world sustainability challenges as a part of their education. Cultivates agents of change who redesign system, ensuring long-term resilience. Please, quick, yeah. There's so many slides. I have to give you information, but I have limited time. Yes, please. So this is the, elements we using for involve or insert the sustainable or green tourism to our curriculum. Last, please. Next. And there's we divided by three factors, which is skill and ability, special knowledge, and tools and equipment. So we insert all the task duties. So we mapping the duties and we mapping the tasks, and also we see the in line with the the sustainability with previous I mentioned before. And now we are doing with SECO, we are doing with Swiss Contact to wrap up our curriculum more greener. Yeah. So that's the information I gave to you. Yeah. Actually, we still have many material, we still have many information I will give to you, but once again, yeah, there's a time limitation giving to me. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Andar Danova. We see from the explanation is the mix of the government, and also there's a background in the academics as well. The certified professional marketer, certified hospitality educator. That's why the material rich with mixing those kind of area. Okay. Without further ado, the second speaker, Ibu Intan Ayu Kartika, the former President Director Taman Mini Indonesia Indah. She leads the company with 500 employees to become the most beloved and delightful leisure destination. Have you been to Taman Mini Indonesia Indah? Please visit Taman Mini Indonesia Indah. For this occasion, I try to understand more about Indonesia. This is a miniature of Indonesia. Yeah. Ibu Intan Ayu Kartika graduated from Gadjah Mada University, Jakarta, the MBA, and then she got most inspiring woman in e-commerce 2023 by CNBC Indonesia. Yeah, we'll learn a lot from Ibu Intan Ayu Kartika. Time is yours, Bu Intan, 15 minutes. I'm sorry, it's kind of thesis defense here, 15 minutes. Yeah. Takes your time. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. Welcome to Jogja, one of the city that I love so much. There are distinguished guests, esteemed academics, and honorable participants. So happy to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm bringing how the topic on how boosting social impact in tourism in a real practice. As I lead Taman Mini Indonesia Indah, but also here I'm standing as an alumna of UGM. So I graduated back then in 2007. I took the master degree in Jakarta, and now I'm hearing that actually there will be doctorate program. So I would love to be part of it. I hope there will be some discounts for alumna. So yes, here if I read the term of reference today in this conference, actually I'm expected to give some perspective, some views on how to bring social impact, how to bring the academic of social impact tourism into real practices. So hopefully through this session, I can give some inspiration, I can give some ideas, and also to ask you to think some innovative strategies or some new provoking thoughts on how we can empower community, how we can promote inclusivity, so that we can have a sustainable development in tourism destination. So hopefully at the end, by bringing these two different perspectives, coming from academics, coming from practices, we can unlock the tourism full potential as a catalyst for locally and globally positive change. So I will give more and more examples on how we bring this social impact to tourism, especially in Taman Mini Indonesia Indah. So later you'll see many pictures, videos, not to only promote Taman Mini Indonesia Indah, but also to give you some ideas and inspiration. Okay, so again, before I start, when was the last time you visited Taman Mini Indonesia Indah? Any ideas? During elementary school? During high school? Yeah, okay, yes. So let me share a short video of what Taman Mini Indonesia Indah is now in nowadays.
Pernah ke TMII?
Suaranya nggak ada ya?
Taman Mini Indonesia Indah? Pernah dong. Senyum sedikit. Tapi itu dulu Pak, TMII sekarang udah beda cerita. Jakarta kan macet ya, tapi di sana seru. Bisa yoga, lari, sepedahan, asik banget deh. Lihat tuh, pada selonjoran di tikar. Itu ada yang bawa makan siang. Ada yang main layangan, lari-lari sampai gak kenal capek. Ibu-ibu, udah pasti sih karaokean. Sampai ada yang asik pacaran sendiri. Shh, belum selesai. Masih ada taman burung.
Dok, taman burung ki piye? Jarene beda karo zamanku dhisik. Coba critakno.
Ya beda, ini bukan taman burung biasa. Wow. Di sini seneng banget anak-anak foto burung. Ngasih makan burung, nggak mau pulang katanya. Orang tua ikutan rebahan sama burung. Pulang dari sini ternyata udah beda cerita. Siapa sih yang nggak pengen liburan seru? TMII bisa ngasih semuanya kok. Dalam sehari, sejarah, alam terbuka, pertunjukan seni, semuanya ada. Tiap sudutnya udah beda cerita buat semua orang. Dan buat cerita makin berkesan, ditemenin tirta cerita yang bikin malam kamu jadi beda cerita. Kalian harus lihat sendiri sih. Taman Mini Indonesia Indah emang bener, sekarang udah beda cerita.
Yes, we have different stories now in Taman Mini Indonesia Indah. We want to be the most beloved and delightful leisure destination. And at the same time, we want to promote and preserve Indonesian culture and hospitality. So it's a totally different park, different theme park, if I may say. And maybe this is the only one in Indonesia and in the world that actually is a folklore museum. It showcases Indonesian culture. So if you want to know about Indonesian culture, you can go to Taman Mini, and actually in one day you can discover how beautiful, how rich is our culture is. Next. Taman Mini has been revitalized around 2 years ago. And actually, Taman Mini is built 50 years ago. We've just celebrated our 50th anniversary birthday in April, back then in April. It's now become more than just a destination. Actually, we are creating a cultural movement that brings Indonesia closer to the world. So later, through the examples, you can see that how we want to be a hub for creativity, for communities, for art, to express yourself. We give equal opportunities for everyone. We want to be a community hub. We have 4 pillars, so inclusive, culture, green, and smart. Inclusive, we are a place for everyone. Again, as I mentioned, that we are open to anyone. We also address people with disabilities. We give equal opportunity for different type of communities, etc. And second, green. So we have 70% of our area is actually a green open space. So we limit the number of buildings. You see green park where you can bring the family. And also actually we limit the emission. So TMII area is actually free emissions. The third pillar is about culture. Again, this is the core of what Taman Mini is about. This is something that we are proud of, that we are representing the diverse culture, the richness of Indonesian culture. And the last pillar is smart. Again, we want to be a platform, a smart platform, for example, from ticketings, using QRIS, no cash inside the park, etc. So smart is also our pillar. Next. A bit theory here. So just to show how we bridge the academics and the practice. We all know that SDGs emphasize inclusive and sustainable economic growth, social inclusivity, and environmental protection. This is all about the SDGs. Next. And tourism has a significant role. Tourism generates substantial economic benefits. It also has potential to impact cultural preservation, environmental conservation, and also social inclusivity. And again, as I mentioned, we have 4 pillars in Taman Mini, and 3 of them are actually part of this theory, part of these principles: culture, inclusive, and green. So that's why in Taman Mini, we have taken some real steps to ensure our work aligns and also supports these SDGs. Next. First is about empowering local communities. So if you look at here, the first one we do is actually to provide job opportunities, employment surrounding Taman Mini Indonesia Indah. We hire people surrounding Taman Mini, either for our head office or also for operational manpower. So here you can see on the first picture in the middle, our angling drivers. Actually, they are coming from surrounding Taman Mini, and they live near our place. Second one, we open opportunities for kids surrounding Taman Mini to learn Indonesian culture, to learn about how to dance traditional dance, how to sing traditional song. And we have many diklat, we have many sangars where actually they learn every day. They learn regularly in our regional pavilion. And we provide special package. We give them opportunities to perform. So we have, for example, programs like Soul of Youth, or even, for example, here is number 2, we gave them opportunity to perform during our 50 years birthday in front of minister, in front of, I think, more than 5,000 guests. This is how we give opportunity for the kids surrounding to express themselves, to be part of the celebration. The third one, we also do empowering local communities through local business. So we support local business, we provide space for food bazaar, for craft, art and craft, And for other opportunity, you can see here ada kerak telur, and then we have also a merchandise store. And the last one, we also have food court called Pasar Nusantara, where there are 36 food stalls that's selling Indonesian food from Aceh to Papua. So if you miss gudeg, actually we have gudeg there. If you miss papeda, we also have papeda, and also mie Aceh, etc. And the seller are actually coming from the small, medium enterprises, coming from regional pavilion, and also from the surrounding of our place. Next. Second is about the promoting cultural preservation. We are a place where you can see and visit the real Indonesian culture, including its traditional house in a real size. So imagine when you go there, you will see different regional traditional houses coming from 34 provinces in Indonesia. And not only houses as a museum, but you can also have a lively interaction. It's a show window. It's a window where you can learn about Indonesia in one place, and maybe not one day. You should come several times to really embrace, understand, and learn about the culture. And number two, we also showcase music. So rare music that you may not know, we have it here in Taman Mini. And we ask them to perform regularly. So for example, in the ceremonial events with the government, or in a weekend activity in Panggung Budaya or other, you can see how, for example, this alat musik, this music instrument, or Papua, Kalimantan, Sape, that maybe you never see in real life, you can see it in Taman Mini. This is to show that actually we preserve music instruments. The third one, cultural show. Kecak, gunungan, reok, and all other traditional cultural show are always be part of our events. We do this to promote and preserve Indonesian culture. And at the same time, we also want to give opportunity to the artists, to the community to express themselves. Next. Next one is inclusivity. So it's part of the inclusive tourism. The first one is accessibility. So it's very easy to go to Taman Mini. Open accessibility for everyone. Because why? Because we are part of integrated transportation system in Jakarta, be it Transjakarta, LRT, KRL, ride-hailing, taxi, or any other public transportation. We have an integrity. We are part of the integrated transportation system in Jakarta, which gives you very easy access for anyone to come and visit. Second, Taman Mini is for everyone. Again, I mentioned earlier that we are a hub. We are a hub for different profile of visitors, be it domestic Indonesian or foreigners, single, family, kids, adults, elderly, everyone are welcome to Taman Mini. The third one, we embrace and give opportunities for disabled people. So you see here, running with disabilities, free tour for blind people, cafe and performance operated by disabled people, and also several programs, free tour for orphanage, for example. We believe that inclusivity has to be part of the tourism, and we have to really take concrete action to embrace them. Next. Next one is, 2 minutes. Next one is environmental preservation. It's also definitely our priority. It's aligned also with our green pillars. 70% of our space is open space. And then we are also emission free. Only electric vehicle is allowed to enter Taman Mini area. And we do also regular tree planting program. At the bottom is actually the latest one where we work with Kementerian Agama, especially for Buddha, where before Waisak, actually they did the tree planting of pohon bodhi, so it's a bodhi tree, they gave it for free for Taman Mini. Next. Collaborations and partnership. This is very important. Why? Because, of course, we cannot do everything by ourselves. We need everyone to be part of it, stronger together. So we work with the government, we work with the ministry, we work with Pemprov DKI Jakarta. We launch a program with Kartu Jakarta Pintar. So actually for everyone, for every students who are the KJP holder, it's a free entry to Taman Mini Indonesia Indah. This is to show our commitment that actually we want to support education. We want to have a strong collaborations with the government, and at the same time, it's all about inclusivity. Also with private sector, with community, here we show a picture of running community. We show a picture of when we supported the local IPs of a movie. Next. Here, maybe only one slide, because Taman Mini Indonesia Indah is part of InJourney. So this is an example of what InJourney does in related with, to boost the social impact through InJourney Hospitality House. So it's a training given to people surrounding. So for example, for the driver, for the guide, or even for the seller, or for the tenants. This is about hospitality training. So this is one of the real example that InJourney is doing to give the social impact. Next. At the end, it will create multiplier effects. So imagine more visitors, which means more seller get the benefit, which means more drivers to take part of it, which means higher occupancy of hotel, etc. So it's very important. That's why it creates multiplier effect. Next. So I think one last video, just to recap on what we are doing to boost the social impact.
TMII, Ikon Budaya, Edukasi, dan Rekreasi. Hadirkan getaran budaya yang mampu menghipnotis melalui magisnya pertunjukan tari kecak, juga menghadirkan keanekaragaman budaya Nusantara dari Sabang hingga Merauke. Karena setiap langkah eksplorasi di TMII menceritakan tentang Indonesia. Lebih dari sekadar tempat wisata, tapi juga peduli, berbagi, dan menginspirasi. Mendekat dengan budaya, menjangkau masyarakat, dan merupakan tempat bagi generasi penerus bangsa untuk melestarikan budaya. Merayakan keberagaman dengan kegembiraan. Mari temukan Indonesia dalam satu taman terbuka hanya di TMII.
Next. Okay, so terima kasih. Sampai jumpa lagi. I hope this conference is more than just an exchange of ideas, but it's also to give you inspiration, to also convince you to be part of this collaborations. Let's create a more sustainable tourism, and let's create more impact to our society. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you so much, Ibu Intan. And now we invite honorable guest speech. This is the next. This is the interim President Director of Taman Mini Indonesia Indah, Ibu Ratri Paramita. She has to take TMII into more higher level. Yeah. Please take your time. Yeah. She's also graduated from the MBA program of Universitas Gadjah Mada and Indonesia Commercial Director. Yeah. PT Saraswati Indoland Development Marketing Director.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Distinguished guests, esteemed academics, and honorable participants. Very good morning, everyone. Before I begin my speech, I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome and utmost respect. It makes me to two individuals who have played a significant role of my professional journey, my former mentor and my two bosses. First, Mr. Bogat Agus Riono, as the President Director of PT Saraswati Land Development Tbk, and he owns this beautiful building, one of Suites project. And second, Bu Intan Ayu Kartika, a former President Director of Taman Mini Indonesia Indah, and now she has a new assignment in the multinational company, and I really respect her so much, and she's my role model. And it's a genuine honor to have you both here today in this beautiful place, the place that I grew up for my professional career. Thank you, Pak Bogat, Bu Intan. Thank you for your guidance, trust, inspiration you've given to me throughout the years. Thank you very much. Matur nuwun Bapak Ibu. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a true privilege for me to stand here today, not only as the acting President Director and Commercial Director of Taman Mini, but also a proud alumni of Universitas Gadjah Mada. Every time I return to UGM and it feels coming back home. This campus has given me knowledge, value, and friendship that continue to guide me in both my professional and personal life. I'm especially honored to be part of this 13th Gadjah Mada International Conference on Economic and Business, which focuses on bridging academics and practices boosting social impact in tourism. This is a theme that resonates deeply with me and the mission we carry at Taman Mini. Taman Mini always has been known as a window to Indonesia culture business. Maybe I don't need to explain many things because Bu Intan already explains. Well, we are located in Jakarta. Our role not limited only in Jakarta, to the capital city, but to the world. Our dream is to make Taman Mini well known, famous, and close to our heart. And Taman Mini, like our age is like 50 years, and it's been like many history made, many story made in Taman Mini, and Taman Mini supports the development of tourism that reaches every corner of Indonesia, from the western tip of Aceh to eastern beauty of Papua. Our commitment is to serve a national platform that uplift cultural diversity, promote sustainable tourism, and celebrate the uniqueness of every region in our archipelago. As an alumni, I carry the spirit of locally rooted and globally minded, a spirit nurtured right here at UGM. It is perspective that I have tried to bring to Taman Mini. Over the past 50 years, we already celebrate in April 2025, Taman Mini has undergone a significant transformation. Throughout our recent revitalization and rebranding efforts and marketing and sales and so many activities that we've done in 1 year, we are now presenting ourselves with a fresh and a new story. We call it Taman Mini Sudah Beda Cerita. It's a story that honors our rich cultural heritage while embracing modern innovation and sustainability. Taman Mini today is more than just a destination. It's a cultural movement that brings Indonesia closer to the world. We do believe that tourism must generate positive social impact. That's why Taman Mini we've taken real steps to ensure our work uplifts communities. We regularly work with anjungan daerah, provincial governments and ministry to create joint events that celebrate local tradition and engage communities directly in the preservation and promotion of their own heritage. So if you go to Taman Mini, not only in the weekend, in the weekday also, you can see tarian daerah, you can visit Anjungan, and we do hope we can have more collaboration with the Anjungan and the tourism. Kementerian Pariwisata ya Bapak, mohon dukungannya. We just sign MOU for rebranding. Yeah, we are looking forward our next collaboration. We also focus on economic empowerment. In Taman Mini, you will find a lot of food and craft booths. We just launched in this April. It's called Pasar Nusantara. So like Bu Intan said, if you are living in Jakarta and you miss gudeg, you miss pisang kapik, you miss anything about traditional food from its provinces, you can just go to Taman Mini and you can find many local foods there. Beyond tourism and economy, our commitment to social responsibility remains strong. We provide free cultural tour underprivileged children, especially those from marginalized communities, so they can enjoy and learn about the beauty of Indonesia. We also support communities around Taman Mini through a range of initiatives, from education programs to neighborhood development. Like Pak Bogat said before, we have not really significant but impactful about the impact of the Jawa Barat school, what called larangan, pembatasan, limitation. Yeah, in Taman Mini also we get the impact, and we still looking how to make another collaboration with West provinces to make because in Taman Mini it's not like only study tour, but it's education. We learn so many things. We learn history. We learn museum. So we need support from pariwisata. We need to promote Taman Mini as like not obligation, but every students, every child in Taman Indonesia, they have to come and to visit Taman Mini to learn about Indonesia in only for 1 hour. Taman Mini today is a place where Indonesia cultural heritage not only displayed but live and experienced. We now focus on meaningful tourism, where visitors learn, connect, and engage. We do believe this is the way forward for tourism in Indonesia, creating value not just economically, but socially and culturally as well. To my fellow academics and practitioners, I hope this conference becomes more than just an exchange of ideas. Let it be call to action, or we call it in marketing CTA. A platform where research meets reality, where collaboration shape a tourism industry that is sustainable, inclusive, and proudly Indonesian. Thank you once again for welcoming back home. I hope this is not for the last time, Mbak Mita. Taman Mini is proud to stand with UGM. Taman Mini is stand proud with Jogja. Our effort to strengthen Indonesian tourism landscape, not just in Jakarta, but across all provinces and islands of our beautiful nation. Thank you, and warmest greeting from Taman Mini, Indonesia Indah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ibu Ratri Paramita. Welcome home. Yeah, Taman Mini got some challenges, because of this current situation. But we can discuss that actually this is a kind of mini laboratory of Indonesia. This is a miniature of Indonesia. If you go to Papua, it's really expensive to go to many places around Indonesia, really expensive. But you can visit the miniature of Indonesia, even enjoying the food, the culture, and then all other beauties. And it can become part of the curriculum as well, I think, collaborate between Ministry of Tourism and also the education, for example. Okay, without further ado, the third keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Hiram Ting. Dr. Hiram is the president of Responsible Borneo, REBORN, and chairman of Sarawak Research Society. And the most amazing thing is actually he is ranked the world's top 2% scientists in business management and marketing by Stanford University and elsewhere. Yeah. In the last 13 years, more than 150 publications. I cannot read all. 100. Yeah, this is really, really amazing that we will learn from Prof. Hiram. Yeah. Please take your time, 15 minutes.
Good morning, distinguished officials, participants. 15 minutes. I will try my best to keep my time. Next slide, please. The topic for my presentation is on responsibility, sustains tourism, steering tourismship towards sustainability. If you go to dictionary, you might not be able to find this word, tourismship. The reason why this word is introduced is because I want to give you, a sense of community, and that is we are all together in a ship. We are cruising towards the same direction. It doesn't matter if we are VIP, VVIP, ushers, cleaners, managers, CEO, we are in the same boat and we are heading toward the same direction. However, God forbid, if a mishap happened, example, shipwreck, all of us will sink. It doesn't matter of our social status, all of us will sink. And this is why tourism is not just a discipline, it is an industry, it is a platform where all of us become relevant. Not only relevant, all of us become equal partners. We might be a government official, we might be a professor, we might be a young person, a private sector professional, or even a local community member. Tourism provides a platform where all of us become equal partners. None is dispensable. We play different roles. Nevertheless, every role is important. And this is why this platform, this conference is so important, because we come together, we bring our minds together, we exchange ideas, we share our resources, and hopefully we could mobilize knowledge into practice. I have been in academia for quite some time, doing different research topics. I'm glad that behind me you can see 3 journals where I serve as the editor-in-chief. Young Consumers is Scopus Q1, Asian Journal of Business Research is Scopus Q2, a Journal of Responsible Tourism Management is a new journal in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism in Sarawak. After some time, I became dissatisfied. Nothing wrong with academia, but I felt if I kept talking, if I kept writing, I wonder where is the social impact. We look at metrics, we look at impact factor. I did the same, I still do it. But at the same time, what about practical meaningfulness on the ground? So for some years, I off track a bit, if this is the right term, to do something else. I work more closely with the government, with the Ministry of Tourism, with United Nations Tourism, with industry players, with community members. I want to put myself to task, whether what I say, whether what I write can actually be put into practice in the real world. It's easy for me to talk about community resilience. But what if I'm a community member, COVID-19 happened, would I be able to say the same thing? So over the last few years, this is what I've been doing. If we could turn to the next slide. When COVID-19 struck, I know this is gone, but COVID is still with us. Many people say tourism is in crisis because tourism activities, travel activities stopped. But when we think about it, tourism is crisis even before the pandemic. Pandemic exposed that we are in crisis. Pandemic exposed that tourism is already in crisis because one of the main issues is our behavior and our action. Community leaders, world leaders, professionals, many times we come together. My last trip to Indonesia was in April in Jakarta, where I had the pleasure to meet Her Excellency Minister of Tourism Indonesia and also some UN tourism officials. We did this every time. We are still doing it. We come up with resolutions, we come up with pledges, we take group photos, we shake hands, or we do this together. Nothing wrong with all this, but a question remains. At the end of the day, who is responsible for what? Are all these gestures, I won't say performance, but collective commitments are translated into actions. And for that to happen, we really need to work with every stakeholder. COVID, God forbid, we don't want another one, but if we do not pay attention to lessons learned, it won't surprise us. Something as catastrophic as COVID may hit us again. So at the end of the day, it's about behavioral change. It's about collective action. Travel protocols are improved. Health measures are improved. AI technologies are here with us. The bottom line is, do we comply with them? I remember a news in Vietnam, almost in a boastful way, that there was no local transmission for the first 100 days. Not long after that news, it only took one person to be irresponsible to cause another outbreak of COVID. So no one is safe until everyone is safe. All of us are equal and we have to work together. Next, please. So as I say, tourism is not just about travel activities. It has a wider implications. You might be in social work, you might be in finance, you might be in waste management, you might be in architecture, design, and all that. Tourism becomes a platform, it becomes a vehicle that all of us can play a part to work together for a greater cause. All these are global issues. Tourism can be an effective vehicle to achieve a better planet together. Next, please. Okay, I'll skip all the slides. These are lecture notes. Anyway, this is about what responsibility is. Next, please. Basically, as I said, it's about behavioral change. It's about collective action. At the end of the day, someone has to be accountable. How can we measure things? How can we make progress? Next, please. And because of that, we talk about taking action to make tourism sustainable. Now, don't get me wrong, sustainability is important, yet it has become a value-laden, abstract word that many people misuse, abuse. I interviewed quite a number of companies in Malaysia. When it talks about sustainability, you can't help but conclude that it's more about cost reduction rather than actual sustainable practices. I had another study on people with disabilities in hotels, in restaurants. 9 out of 10 may be aware of it, they don't really comply. They are aware of all the facilities needed for people with special needs. Like it or not, one day I will also become people with special needs. All of us, all of you. So there are a lot of things. We talk a lot, research, no lack. Of course, we need more research, but it's time to put words into action. And when we do that, the first stakeholder we need to consider is local residents. Tourism is about improving destinations to make these places better places for them to live in, residents, than only better places for people to visit. Again, the change of mindset, not only we do something for residents, we work with them as equal partners. Next, please. Therefore, it is important to look at priorities and specific context. SDGs, 70 SDGs, which one is more important? You should tell me this is a wrong question. Every SDG is important, but when it comes to implementation, Jakarta is different from Jogja. Jogja is different from Kuching. Kuching is different from Manila. Manila is different from New York. We need to look at priorities. We need to look at specific context. We don't have unlimited resources. What is important here may be less important in another place. While we acknowledge global issues, we need to find local solutions. Again, this concerns pragmatic decision-making, pragmatic actions, how we can bring together stakeholders to make a change. Next, please. These are some of the things I'm involved in. I'm one of the signatories of Responsible Tourism Charter. It started in 2002 in Cape Town. It was revised in 2022 in London. And also my role with the United Nations Tourism as one of the panel member of tourism experts. I just received email this morning asking for more data for observatory for all this report. That includes report about tourism performance in Southeast Asia, including Indonesia. Because early on, there was a very interesting question, why Indonesia, in terms of international arrivals, perform behind Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and even Singapore, a red dot on the map. In terms of performance in the greater increase, that will be Vietnam this year. First quarter of the year, Malaysia is doing better than Thailand. One of the reasons is because of visa. Now, this is my third trip to Indonesia this year alone. Last year, when I told my kids where we would go, because every year I will bring my kids to travel. We went to different places. Last year, when I told them, next year, meaning this year, January, passed already, I told them, we will go to Indonesia. My kids responded, why Indonesia? Why not Japan? Why not Korea? Why not Australia? Even young kids. I become the ambassador of Indonesia. Oh, thank you. My first stop, I went to Solaria. And then I ordered nasi goreng. And then I ordered Indomie. Okay. Of course, I tried Padang food, Sundanese food, Liwetan style, everything. Indonesia has so much to offer. I visited so many desa wisata, including the award-winning desa wisata in Bali, in Kota Batu, in Tulung Rejo. Yesterday, these lovely students from UGM brought me to Kota Gadjah, something Bresik, something. Tebing Bresi, okay. I like to see all this. I went to Rancang Pali, I went to private initiative places like Dusun Bambu. I would love to visit Taman, mini Indonesia. Indonesia has so much to offer. This presentation is not about giving you answers. I don't have any answer, but hopefully it will stimulate more scholarly dialogues and practical discussions. What we can do to improve. Next week, I'll be in Hanoi, 2 weeks later, Hanoi and Da Nang. Da Nang is rated #1 in Southeast Asia by certain ranking at the moment. So what can we do in order to improve international arrivals? But at the same time, through the lens of sustainability, how can we work together in such a way that we can sustain tourism, we can use tourism, rather be used by tourism, in order to improve local communities' welfare, in order to preserve culture, in order to protect environment, in order to educate our young people and our travelers, our visitors. We have to be responsible. Next, please. Okay, I will cut the time short. This is one thing that we have been using. Because as I said, it's not just about how important it is. There are so many important things to do. After acknowledging what is important, how much, what about urgency, how soon? Eventually, significance, how long? Is it only for 1 day, 2 days, or it is something durable? This is why we decompose sustainability into these 3 steps in order to improve decision-making process. What is important may not be urgent. What is important may not be significant in long term. We don't have unlimited resources. What can we do? How can we work with others in order to achieve impactful results? Next, please. This is a research that I did with my fellow colleagues in Southeast Asia. We did it during COVID-19 time, and this is why we met via Zoom. A framework about responsible tourism in Southeast Asia. Happy to share the paper if you find it interesting. Next, please. This is a project that I did with the government to come up with responsible tourism blueprint and roadmap. No apology if you can't see those words because I purposely make it small. It is still a work in progress, but again, this is just a testament that academic, we can't do everything. We can't achieve a lot. We need to work with policymakers, private sectors, community members, and later on, I will emphasize our young people as well. Next, please. This is one of the projects that I put myself to task. What I say, what I write, can I make it happen? So a community in Sarawak, next please, something that we did on the ground. Even though I went there with terms of reference from the ministry, I decided to put it aside. It doesn't mean it is not important. I put it aside because I spent some time at the beginning to make sure I earn the trust from the community members to trust me. I may go there with the terms of reference. This is a project with grant, whatever. You must listen to me. I arrange town hall discussion. You must come. Tea break arranged, provided for free. Yes, all these are wonderful. But what about spending time to earn the right for them to trust us? Spend time to listen to their voices, their concerns. Then only we rethink how we should do all this project. Once it is done, we make sure we fulfill terms of reference because this is what government cares. At the same time, it is done beyond what is required because we want to make sure it is of practical relevance to community on the ground. Even though the project is over, friendship with community members maintain. They always want us to go back, to help them, to work with them, and vice versa. We learn so much from them. A place that is not known before 2022, now it becomes one of must-visited places in this particular area. Okay, it's called Paku Road Maze Garden. Next, please. Okay, and we work with geologists to look at all these artifacts, fossils. Next, please. Even though non-research publication does not contribute to my KPI, I don't care, it doesn't matter anymore because we need all these outlets in order to reach out to greater audience. Maps, newspapers, even newspapers in China because we have students from China, mainstream media. So all these are necessary. We work together like an ecosystem to make sure at the end of the day, the work is relevant, is impactful. Some people ask me, how can you make sure you achieve your result? My answer is very simple. Apart from TOR, objectives, and everything, I told them, when I see the smiling faces of community members, then I felt that this project is successful. If she earned 10 USD 6 months ago, can she earn 30 USD today? A simple fact. If I preach sustainable tourism to all these local vendors, they will not want to listen. These local people, rural communities, housewives, how can we improve their livelihood by showcasing what they have? Their identity is maintained. Their identity is exemplified. culture, nature preserved, yet they can use what they have and turn into something to improve their welfare, their livelihood. Next, please. Okay, next. The websites, everything. So I will conclude with this four ship. Next slide, please. Number one, stewardship. So who are the stewards? All the community members. They are the custodians, they are the stewards of the destinations. We have to work with them as equal partners. Next, please. Leadership. Who are the leaders? Our young people, our students. Sometimes when I scold my students for being reckless, I remind myself, these are my future leaders. My students told me, are you conducting a lecture or are you giving a motivational talk? When I see them, I see future leaders. And again, we assess them based on their academic performance. On one hand, is right. On the other hand, they have talents. They have different talents. How can we, involve them in not only activities in the classroom, but activities outdoor to showcase they can assume leadership, not too young, not too early. Next, please. Ambassadorship, our visitors, our travelers. Okay, so forgive me, I confer this award, this title to myself without approval, without permission. I become the ambassador for Indomie, ambassador for a lot of good stuff in Indonesia. My children, after 1 week, they can testify. One thing they can testify is hospitality, friendliness of Indonesian people. Okay, they were so happy because they can make friends with virtually everyone in Indonesia. I saw this report before, not sure how credible it is, but Indonesia is ranked #1 as the most friendly destination in the world. Okay, so let's maintain that, because whenever I visit places, some people ask me, where is the most beautiful place in the world? On one hand, I don't want to offend people. I say I don't know. On the other hand, I don't have any answer, because New Zealand, Switzerland, Indonesia, there are so many beautiful places. But one thing for sure, I will always visit the same place again when I feel connected. When I feel connected. Not only connected to culture, to nature, but to people there. Because people make nature, culture alive. Next, please. Partnership. I echo what has been said by my fellow speakers. Partnership is time for us to work together. A platform for us to communicate, to work together, to share our resources, to work together with private sectors, with public sectors, with universities, with associations, with students, with young people, in order to achieve greater good. Next. So this is the conference next year in Sarawak, where I am. It is a platform where we bring together officials, public sectors, private sectors, academics, association, young people. I would like to welcome you. Please come. If you need more information, let me know. Again, this is a place where we can learn from one another. We can work together in partnership. We use tourism with a sense of responsibility to achieve a greater cause for common good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prof. Hiram. Bu Arika, do we still have time for question and answer? We go directly to the question and answer here, because I believe that you have so many questions. But Prof. Hiram really inspired us, and all the speakers about the hope or the role of tourism. We see that like soccer, there's a kind of global language, soccer, music, and also tourism actually. People from many different motives, they can join together, enjoy the tourism activity. So let's discuss about that. Is there any question? Please, we have three questions. Yeah, one from, you can please help with the mic. Okay, one and then the second one. Yes, please.
Bismillah. I am Eldo from Graduate School of University of Pajajaran. I would like to ask to Mr. Andar Danova from Kemenpar. Village is a foundation in Indonesia. I would like to ask about what is the support of or the strategy from Kemenpar STP to support Indonesian tourism village. That's the question.
Okay, thank you so much, Mas Aldo. Ya. The second one, the gentleman. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you for your opportunity.
Yeah.
I am Seno from
Seno.
11 Maret University.
Mhm.
I want to ask to Miss Intan and Professor Hiram Ting. For Miss Intan, about the bird park tourism in Taman Mini Indonesia Indah. Is Taman Mini also conserve the bird? Because the issue in Indonesian zoo, there are animal rights is not complicated. It's complicated in Indonesia zoo. So how Taman Mini produce the bird as attraction, and how the treatment for the bird, because it used as attraction. And is there any regulation to manage visitor in the bird park? And how, is there any regulation to protect the bird from the visitor? So it's very important to animal rights in Indonesia, because many zoo in Indonesia is not attention for animal rights.
Okay.
Not the all, but it's some cases. And for Professor Hiram Ting, I want to ask about your, it's very interesting about your idea about the responsibility in tourism. I want to ask about how balance between responsibility tourism in the mass tourism. Because you know, Indonesia is still developing country. We like to tourism, but we always attention about the price. Mass tourism is very opportunity to us to enjoy the tourism. But in your idea about the responsibility tourism, how to balance in mass tourism? Because in the many approach, tourism approach produced in the scholar is for the balancing, the point balancing of between conserve and tourism is to protect tourism and decline mass tourism. So maybe in Indonesia it's not suitable, because Indonesia people still under Indonesia still developing
So the
country.
income.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Maybe we go with the first two questions. Yeah. Is there any other? The third one? Ada. Oh, yeah. It's the third one. That is the last one. So, Dr.
Okay.
Andar.
Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Faza. I'm from Jakarta, and I want to ask to Prof. Hiram. So recently we've heard a lot about the problem where the local people becoming more anti-tourist, like in Japan or any other places. So what is your opinion about these trends of over-tourism and local people actually that do not benefit from tourists and instead have problem with that? So what's your opinion about that, and what to do about this problem? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Fasa. First, maybe Pak Andar about village. Yeah.
Village.
Village.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Tourism.
First of all, thank you for your question. Yeah, because this question is very important. Yeah, to give the information about how the Ministry of Tourism support the tourism village in Indonesia. As we know, if you see the search of engine, there is ADWI, Anugerah Desa Wisata Indonesia. Yeah. That is the program from our Ministry of Tourism, yeah. And then we have connected with UN Tourism as well, yeah. And as you know, one of the tourism village in Jawa Tengah, yeah, Ukir Sari, yeah, yeah, get awards of the best of tourism village from UN Tourism, yeah. That's we're connected with Tourism Ministry. And then second, we have a regulation of pedoman wisata berkelanjutan. Ya, Kepmen Keputusan Menteri ya Pariwisata 2021 pedoman sustainable ya. The guidelines of sustainable of tourism itu dari Pak Sandi waktu itu, Pak Sandiaga Uno gitu ya. And lots of the information about the tourism village ya. That's the categories of tourism village, yeah, mentioned in that documents. First, tourism village based on nature, tourism village based on culture, tourism village based on man-made tourism. So there is three basic of categories of tourism village. And if we see the classification of tourism village, there's 4 of classification. First is Desa Wisata Rintisan. Second, Desa Wisata Berkembang. Third is Desa Wisata Maju. And lastly is Desa Wisata Mandiri. Yeah, those of information being of the indicators of the parameters of the Desa ADWI, Anugerah Desa Wisata Indonesia. Yeah, and now presently we focus on rural entrepreneurship of tourism. So we emphasize the entrepreneurs in tourism village to support the local products. Yeah. From the agro tourism, yeah, from the farmers, and then until packaging, and we do the training for the entrepreneurship for the local community who has the enterprises for doing the businesses, and lastly we support our polytechnic in tourism to have community development from lecturer and also students, yeah, also students. And every semester we send them to all of the Desa Wisata according for their surrounding of the polytechnic. Yeah, for example, NHI Bandung, yeah, they hold of a tourism village in West Java. Yeah, and North Sumatra belongs to Polytechnic Medan. Lombok Labuan Bajo belongs to Polytechnic Lombok, and also Poltek Makassar belongs to surrounding by the region or regency or city surrounding by the Polytechnic of Makassar. So those of the supporting giving by Ministry of Tourism. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Mas Aldo. Okay, now the second question from Mas Seno, yeah, to Bu Intan, Bird Park Tourism. Yeah, this is about conservation and also the something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the question. Actually, Jagat Satwa is not directly managed by Taman Mini. So we are working with the partner. So it's under Jagat Satwa Nusantara. It is not a zoo, but actually is a conservation agency. So they do several initiatives, they do several programs especially on the conservation of birds, as you mentioned. How they conserve? The first one is, if you come there, you can see that actually they split different area based on the original habitats ecosystem of the birds. So let's say you go to one place, it's actually all about maybe Asian bird or whatever. You go to different place, actually it's also about different habitats and ecosystem based on the original, the real habitats of the birds, the animals. So that's one. So they really manage that. Second, actually they also manage the proportion of the varieties. So which means that they really measure, they really ensure the quantity, the types, the diversity, the variance of the animals. That's also how they make sure the balance of the ecosystem. That's what they do also in terms of conservation. And then another programs initiative that they do is also on the education and also collaboration and partnership. On education, they have, for example, junior zookeeper. So they can give education on the kids about the how to interact with animals, how to feed the animals, how they ensure the regeneration of the animals, etc. And then also education to BKSDA, so Badan Sumber Daya Alam, also the community surrounding, and they also work with university in terms of research. They also have several research being done together with the university. So that's conservation, education, and also collaborations. So that's conservation is actually in their heart. So it's not only about showcasing, it's not only about entertaining, but also about conservation. One of the real initiative also is to maintain or to grow, to nurture, or how to say it ya? To ensure the. Jadi for some rare collection, for some rare birds, actually they nurture that. So example, a few months ago, they're able to hatch Rajawali Indonesia, a kind of very rare bird, and actually they do it inside the Taman Mini. Also Komodo, in Istana Dunia Komodo, actually there is real Komodo, and actually yes, they're growing there. So this is one of the conservation effort that Jagat Satwa is doing, and we are working with them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. This is also about the conservation, and I got some testimonial about it. For this occasion, actually, I went to Taman Mini and then experienced the bird, the aviary, and it's really, it looks like they are really happy, the animal there. And do you know Garuda? Have you seen Garuda? They have Garuda. This is the endangered animal, and they protect it, and really cool. Just go there. Prof. Hiram.
Yeah, thank you. Two excellent questions which are commonly asked. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer. I wish I have the answer. Firstly, it's about the balance. It's practically challenging to strike balance. Even sustainability itself, the tension between economic, social, and environmental aspects. That's why there are research projects on the paradox of sustainability. Like it or not, many will be more inclined to the economic aspect. And there's nothing wrong in a sense, because, example, if you talk about environmental protection, yet there is no investment, then how can you do it? You can talk about all these rhetorics, but you need to work with private sectors. Yeah. So what I would propose or respond, instead of giving an answer, is that we look at priorities, how you manage priorities. Look at the stakeholders, look at the context, the resources that you have, and come out with strategies that would enable you to put things into actions. It's never going to be perfect, but if it is something long-term, then gradually, slowly, things will improve. Now, again, like I said, different destinations, different contexts, different situations. For my project in this small place called Paku, we recognize that gaining the trust of the community leaders will be our first step. Because once he is with us, then the community members, many things related to this place which are unknown, he or she will share with us. Then slowly, gradually, it will mobilize some other experts to make things happen. Now, anti-tourism, yes, this is another issue. Yeah. Last year when I was in Osaka, I purposely visited Kyoto during weekday, which is not a peak season, to witness how crowded the place is. In Indonesia, we all know, very popular, Bali. One of the results in UN tourism report shows that we may rely too much on Bali. So how can we, distribute tourism wealth to greater Indonesia? So the issue is, many times when we look at over-tourism, mass tourism, we look at tourists. But over-tourism, mass tourism will not happen or will be reduced if the destination is properly managed. So the onus is not only on the tourists, but also on destination management, as well as local authorities, whether they come up with initiatives, innovative initiatives to manage destination in a more effective way. Yes, we hope more tourists, more visitors, but I think we have learned enough from our lessons that proper management have to be in place, and again, every stakeholder has to play their part. It has to begin with the planning, the management, working together with the community in partnership. So that is my response to the questions asked. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think all three questions already answered. Warika, I think enough. I'm sorry, I believe that you still have many questions, but we have panel discussion until tomorrow, yeah? Just enjoy the discussion. At the end, we really talk about the quality of life, yeah? When we talk about this kind of tourism, there are many different tourism objects, and then it's not just about the tourists, but also the quality of life of the people, of the residents. And then partnership, this is really, really important. You can imagine if from the beginning, early childhood, they come to very interesting places or destination or attraction, then they are inspired to become, for example, like paleobiologists, expert on bird, expert on specific building structure. Yeah, this is start from early childhood. And tourism can do that, I think, with the partnership. I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for distinguished speakers and also Bumita. I give back to Mbak San.
Okay, thank you. Applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to our moderators and also speakers. Thank you for the insightful and comprehensive presentations. And of course, it will also gain motivations and also give us valuable information.